Well, hello again. Can you believe it? 70 degrees and it's March 6th, 7th. Sectional high school basketball time. We're supposed to get a blizzard about now. 70 degrees. Even with a little rain, I'll take it. Hope things are going well for you. Just a couple of announcements. First of all, there's no spring break in this class because students in the online class are from all over the state. So the work needs to be submitted on a weekly basis. However, if you look ahead, you'll notice that the last couple of meetings of the class are kind of working on the career project. So it's not horrible that you're going to work during what some people might be your spring break. It kind of evens itself out in the long run. Some way to goes, attaboys, whatever you want to call them. In ADN, Australia, Bronson, Gonzo, Nurse Bree, Gracie, and Ucht for life. Wow, congratulations, you're doing very well. In 81N, Mother, Chark, Anyways, Bubbles, and Delilah. Same to you, too. You are doing really good work. And in the 04N class, Conman, Quick, Dozer, and Schnauzer. Way to go. Nice going, you folks. Keep up the good work. Things are going well. One of the things that you need to know is that some of you are getting farther and farther behind in turning in assignments. The grades on those assignments that are severely overdue are going to be severely impacted. Now, even if you got a 50 on one of those assignments because it's so late, 50 is 50 more points than 0. So turn in the assignments, and you need to go back and start working on those things that haven't been turned in yet that are grossly overdue. And also, some of your grades are on the things you're turning in on a weekly basis are being impacted because I'm starting to see now some of the assignments come in with one sentence or two sentences, and not even a valid attempt to answer the question or do a reflection on what you may have learned from the exercise you did. So that's going to impact your grade. What we need to see is within a sentence, within half an inch to the bottom of the paper, need to see that whole thing filled out. Now, don't try to fill in with the header on top. I don't need 3 spaces between your name and the section number you're in and things like that, because that's just filling space. It's kind of obvious too. So 1 page, double spaced, 12-point type. 12-point type. Some of you are sending stuff that is so small that, look at me. See? Gray hair, glasses, old guy. I can't read some of the stuff you're sending. So please give me a break, 12-point type, and get that stuff turned in. There's not a person in this class that cannot get at least a C in the class. And many of you can do A work, B work easily. The people who aren't going to do well in this class are people who aren't turning in assignments. Now, also, don't forget that a fair number of you still haven't said anything to me about your service learning project. I have sent back kind of okays, a couple of go ahead and run with it, a couple of this is a great choice. I'm a little concerned about some of them that it's not clear exactly whether it's nonprofit or social service. Obviously, we're trying to get you to come in contact with people who need services and to understand why those services are needed and what we as a society can kind of do about that situation. So if you haven't turned in and you turn in the project and it hadn't been approved, you're running a risk of the project not counting. So take care of that, get that turned in so we get that taken care of, because that assignment is going to be due very shortly. You need to be working on it right now, and you need to have it approved before you start working on it. Also, don't forget, you need to be doing the journals, the case studies, and the study quizzes. Some of you are getting pretty far behind on that. For whatever reason, some of you have skipped some of the tests. go back and do any tests that you may have skipped or not done. Also, there's a notice out on the exam area that says, if you have any kind of a problem when you do this exam, contact me immediately, because if I'm anywhere near a computer, I can reset the exam for you. I guarantee you that if you start the exam and you get a hiccup on your computer line, it's going to throw you out and won't let you back in. Also, don't hit submit until you're ready to submit, and take care of it that way. Overall, I'm pretty heartened by what I'm reading in your reflections, because what you're starting to realize is, as we keep preaching in this course, this is a course about you. There aren't any right or wrong answers. They're only your answers. And a lot of you are starting to see how these exercises will pay off, not only in this class, but throughout your college career. And more of you are realizing that these kinds of exercises can help you greatly in life in general. We're in week 8 going into week 9. There are only, I believe, 10 nickel and dime. Don't hold me to that, but that's going to end soon. You ought to be looking at the assignment for the career project, because it's not too early to start figuring out where you're going to get those answers, and see about handling that. I hope it's a great week for you in the coming week. We're at the halfway point. Many of you are doing very well. I expect you'll start doing better. I think this week we had the first grade of 90 on one of the reflection papers. Congratulations. That's the way to go. And I would expect to see the grades continue to go up, because so many of you are getting so much better at your writing. I hope you realize that this is something that's going to help you immensely in your writing skills. You're doing a lot of writing, as you well know, and the writing's pretty good. I'm pleased. The grammar, the spelling, the structures, things like that. And many of you are doing a fine job of proofing your copy before you submit it. Also, the big key words in college are critical thinking, and there is ample evidence of some superb critical thinking being done on your part, and I congratulate you on that. So that's the word from Lake Wobegon, as they say on National Public Radio. And I hope all your other classes are going well, and we'll talk to you next week. Oh, by the way, the latest grades have been posted that are totally up to date with all of the assignments we have received. No grade will show up until I post a new grade sheet. Even though you may have submitted something, don't look for it to come up on the grade sheet immediately. But what is posted this afternoon is inclusive of all of the assignments I have received to this point. So you have a good one, and we'll talk to you next week.